Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. This is Harmony Muse with Final Fantasy XIV. As you'll probably notice, I'm focusing more on Twitch today over YouTube because of the recent adpocalypse. Thank you, PewDiePie. Anyway, we're going to get back to Final Fantasy, or we're going to get back to the 2.5 main story quest, which has us getting back to Mordana and speaking to the Doman outside of the Keeper of the Lake. Last we saw, Midgardsormr, the Dragon Primal, turned my basically made my blessing by Hydaelyn go away. I have no idea what that means in the story aspects because I can still revive at will. I'm not turned into a zombie anytime I go to do primal dungeon fights. Any of that. I think it's just a storyline thing. But I'm going to eventually have to get it back. Hey, Crendo. For people who've been watching my stream, Crendo is the Twitch name for my friend Fan, who also is on at YouTube as Fan the Wolfman. He's recently been playing through Bloodborne. Fun-ass game. But not the kind of thing you'd play around your mom. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? Yeah, no shit. But you shouldn't be wasting time with me. Alphinaud sent a message stating you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. Maybe if I get my mic closer to my face, people can hear me better. Oh. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. And of course, Twitch or YouTube is at, or Discord, OBS is acting up. It's saying I don't have anybody watching, but I can see for proof that I have more. Oh. There it is. It's updated now. It just slowed to update. Whoopsie daisy. Now let's see what Alphinaud has to say. Praise the 12 that you're hale and whole. I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Amaric's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it. Then I would hear your report. You conversed with Midgardsormr? I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I'd regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Wormlord did not perish, and has in truth lain dormant these past 15 years? If we were to tell the Ishgardians that, they would shit a jihad. Less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Though his words were ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Amaric immediately. However, We dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard-Zormr in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. As for how we'll present our revelation to Sir Emissary, you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Is there something you are not telling us? You seem different somehow. It's almost as if you are missing something important. 12 for Fend! Midgard-Zormr stripped you of the blessing of light? Are you all right? How do you feel? I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It beggars belief that any being should possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Humph? Midgard-Zormr made mention of a covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so did the Great Worm. Alphic and Nemea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard-Zormr would ever watch over the source, from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this covenant of which he spoke, 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Hydaelyn himself? Herself, rather. Well, if he is watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Now, art thou a pawn or a master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought with by thine own hands, mortal? Yeah. The main reason I'm over here, I'm mostly doing, are going to primarily be streaming on Twitch while still streaming on YouTube, mind you, is again because of the adpocalypse, because of the fact that I'm really...
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale.
Because of the fact that even big-time streamers are seeing their ad revenue on YouTube very heavily cut. I mean, even the big names like the Game Grumps have spoke about it.
I give thanks to Haloni for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness.
Yes, yes it is.
Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature.
Such that you shouldn't be.
Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different.
If only.
You have confirmed the threat. None can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened.
Right.
I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises.
Here's can only hope.
I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
All right. One moment, everybody.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
No worries, people. That was just a personal phone call. Okay, man. Thank you. The Ishgardians have warred with Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgard Zormr who roared, a call to arms by one of the First Brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do nothing but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Before I go any further, though, I'm going to bring out my new minion. Which one, though? I just got a few, didn't I? Aether on Demand, Elfinosa, message from Moonbritta from the Scions. Ere I forget, I believe Moonbritta has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray, inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. So I need to speak with Moonbritta. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful. Because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head into the Solar, shall we? Oh dear.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon.
Okay, and what progress do we have, Moonbritta?
I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
A breakthrough, you say? Okay.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
No, don't.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void.
Okay.
Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And
Right.
if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beams, albeit only briefly.
Okay.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Right. Once we've got them trapped, how do we exterminate them?
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Do you say we have that information now, Urianger?
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of.
Right.
As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
Well, that's why you put everything you can into it.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
Yes, it would.
Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Right.
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods?
Okay, well, Papalymo is right. His attitude towards her makes me wonder if she ever has the urge to just drop kick him across the country.
Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Yep.
Right,
A
yes.
drop kicking is
It's
certainly in
all
order.
coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, Veth. While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
True.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian soul? Or still more?
Well, then we need to find a way around that.
Envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
Well, hopefully we can draw them to us.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source.
Okay.
And the only viable source is the land.
Oh, you're gonna pull a spirit bomb on
If you
them.
mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Perhaps.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land?
True.
I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
Like the old saying, a pint's a pound the world around.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say?
How would we do that?
We'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
That would be useful, but how to do it? You're missing the important step, how to do this
I can't
thing.
put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
Do what thou wilt.
If you think it's worth your while, you have my blessing.
Okay.
But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
Radio.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they?
No,
I know
we
I
absolutely don't.
So the thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether.
Yes, it would.
Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
What, Nassian?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Okay.
Has something happened?
What's going on?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Stuff's going on at the Castrum, not good.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength.
The place was damn near leveled.
After our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant.
And you need me
Having
for...
lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men.
Okay, and...
Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
Alrighty.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arsians will next appear.
True, true.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alfino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thancred and Papalymo shall accompany you.
Okay, so we've got Thancred and Papalymo there for story stuff.
Ida and Y'shtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
Alrighty.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Of course, why would it not please
Thank
me?
you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well. Be safe.
Okay. Now we need to speak with Alfie, and then we need to go to Northern Thanalon. And, yeah, Krendo's logged in as Misha. Or Fan has, rather. Okay, let's get to it. And for people watching on Twitch, I would like you to understand the reason I'm voice acting is because one of my #1 fans has a very hard time reading the dialogue, so I speak it out for them. 'Twould seem the events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I'd wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilred will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing you go to support the front lines. Your duties take you to Northern Thanalon, do they not? We, too, must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamen travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my old friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. In past nights we have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present to the united front or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary my little Acilia how extraordinary that my little Acilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might know. I am proud that I might now stand at her side not only as a mother, but as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections. But I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with her streets. Ha! Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. Ah ha 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 ha. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? Nod, 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 nod. And the cerulean processing plant. So away we teleport. Alright, I don't have my usual roulette up. Which roulette to do? We'll just leave it for that. It won't pop. I know it won't, because I know I've got something nasty coming up soon, I'm sure of it. All this talk about killing an Ascian, we're probably going to be doing that soon, knowing my luck. Commander Leveilleur sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalja. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's Push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing: getting their hands at the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time, and I think it's time we speak with Lieutenant Edelstein to finalize our counter strategy. And where is this Lieutenant Edelstein? Wouldn't it technically be Edelstein? Lieutenant Baldwin, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times. Are the Garleans on the move, then? Not as such. The civilian draftsmen, however, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a better look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices. Devices of Imperial design, no less. Found inside the plant, you say? But how? We've had guards stationed around the perimeter day and night. 'Tis likely the plant was infiltrated long before the Braves arrived. Master Thancred, have the Scions come in force, then? All who could be spared. Now, there are likely more of these Imperial explosives around the place. So I suggest we spread out and conduct a thorough sweep of the compound. Considering the volatile nature of ceruleum, allowing even one such device to escape our search may lead us to enjoying an uncomfortably close view of a rather spectacular explosion. Right then. I'll pass the word on to the 4th. What exactly should we do with these crates should we find them? Bring them here to me. Carefully, mind you. My sappers will render the devices harmless, as they did with the first batch we found. Very well. Let's get started, shall we? We look for things that make us go. Boom. Inconspicuously suspicious item, okay. We searched in here. We haven't searched in there, have we? I don't think we have. Well, we have now. There's nothing there. While I'm doing this, it would behoove me to stop and have my stuff repaired. There is a repair person here, isn't there? There's got to be a repair person in the area. I would swear there is. I've repaired crap here before. Okay, it's not here. Where is it? Looking for a mysterious package of boom. If I were a mysterious package of boom, where would I hide? Behind everything like I thought it would be. And here's the repair person, so let's go ahead and get that repair out of the way. Wow, my stuff was beat up. Gonna be up top, maybe, or behind things? Is there a way back there? No, there isn't. Found the one back there. Time to find a needle in a haystack. No kidding. I'm doubly sure it's not in the building again. Well, if we can't see it from below, let's see if we can find it from up top. Well, I do see is my good friend Fan, aka Misha, aka Crendo, is sitting right here. I'm glad to have you around because I know that I'm probably going to end up fighting that Ascian anytime soon, and I'm probably going to need your help for that. Go in there. Can I go up there? I can. I can go up here. I can fall off of here too. If the hidden thing is up here, I'm going to scream. I can see my house from up here. Oh, you have got to be shitting me. All the way... They put for the first three down on the ground. So you think that's where they all are. Then they put the last one up here. Okay, that's some pretty sneaky shit there. And I'm impressed. But I'm still irritated over it. Let's go see Mr. Edelstein. Should you discover any containers that appear out of place, then hand them over to me. My sappers will determine whether or not these objects are explosives, then disarm them should they prove to be so. There were 4 more of those blasted things? I'll have our engineers disassemble them at once. Fine work as always, Lieutenant Baldwin. The entire compound has now been scoured from top to bottom, so I should hope that's the last you've seen of these explosives. Our troubles with Castor Meridianum, however, are far from over. Scouts have returned with news of movement from the front. On the counteroffensive. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, squads seen leaving the Castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. Pray listen to Lieutenant Alian and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. It's time to go wreck some faces. There's the Brita. Oh, there's the whole gang. Glad to have you with us. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castor Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach west. And there's Ilberd. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilberd! Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows to lend a hand with the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with anything the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless holed up in Ul'dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far from beyond the walls. Aye, 'twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let us take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuyuhase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Right, folks, I hate to do this, but I need to take a quick 5-minute AFK. I need to take a bio break. I will be right back. Why, yes, I use a recliner as my computer chair. You wish you were this lucky. And now back to business. Okay. We need to go speak with Huyu Hase. We've already heard the word that the first and the third units of the Braves have been getting better gear than the others, to the frustration of the second and the fourth units. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you are around, and our victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now, this detached force has been sent. We've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves with the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We need to split ourselves up as well as cover more ground, and to make sure we root out all these would-be invaders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you to your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when your task is done. Happy hunting. Okay, something else I'd like to announce for my Twitch followers. Effective tonight, I'm going to start doing a special late night stream. It's not going to be every night, but I'm going to start streaming exclusive to Twitch during the late evening hours, or late night hours. $35.96. Holy shit. Crendo, did you see that? But what I'm going to be streaming starting tonight after my evening or my Monday night Scion group lets out, I'm going to be streaming Dark Souls, either Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 1. I'm not sure yet. $29.87 that time. Where's the next one? Oh, this is just a report. Okay. But if I end up doing Dark Souls 1, I'm going to probably make that a late night special project of doing the entire Dark Souls series. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with Dark Souls. I've played the crap out of the first game and little bits of the second and third games, but never have beaten them. I have beaten Bloodborne, but as anybody will tell you, Bloodborne and Dark Souls, while they play similarly, are two totally different beasts. Okay. You seem grim, Scion. I take it to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the Castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another one of those Magitech horrors. And it is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the 4th and let Lieutenant Alian know that the West now is clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. But again, that's probably going to be around midnight tonight, maybe a little bit later, maybe a little bit earlier. It all depends. Because, quite frankly, the role-playing group takes priority. I mean, love y'all like chicken, but that's my friends I'm talking about there. And Edelstein. Lieutenant Baldwin, what news of the Garleans? The raiding parties are no more then? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. What do you have for me now, buddy? Oh. That can't be good. An uninvited ASEAN. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Alian has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attentions to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rugadin lady with the large axe? It appears she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Thanolin is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. How much you want to bet she's possessed? And how much you want to bet we have to kill her? I sincerely hope not. I mean, I really sincerely hope we don't have to wreck her shit. Anyway, Crendo, I didn't ask this earlier. What game are you playing? Or were you playing before you came on? She'll only be a second. Okay.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Nice.
I know. As Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one.
She likes axes. Well, you should have been a bard and carried an entirely different kind of axe.
And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea.
And after all, if the webcomic LFG can tell us anything, Pella the Dwarven Warrior was as equal parts a bard as she was a fighter.
Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it?
Maybe if your Urianger got on more often, he'd be a lot less stiff.
Aye, that ought to do it.
That ought to do it. You've got what you want. You've learned what you need to know.
So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting.
Okay.
Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed?
Sort
The
of.
siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether. Which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade.
Yeah, and how are we going to do that?
I don't know about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, don't worry about that. Muso-sai already put a blade in my hands.
He senses me. A useful talent.
Oh dear.
Hanassian, are they onto us?
Oh dear.
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
Oh dear.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath.
You sound like the classic 1950s and 60s Hammer movie villain.
Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
Okay, Nabrialis. We get to kill you, don't we?
Been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
He stopped her with a finger. Oh, bugger.
Do settle down.
Yeah, she just dropped the British F-bomb.
You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee.
Huh. He can
Sure
tell.
of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken.
That can't be good. The seal is broken. That does not sound good at all.
Now is the time to claim the stuff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabrialis, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff.
And what made that
Really
staff so
in
important?
danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
We're going back to the Rising Stones. Crendo, I think we're probably about to have an Ascian trial. I'm probably about to need you, buddy. You're here. Master Louis Soir's staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now. Cutscene ahoy. Oh dear.
You two.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
Oh dear.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
Oh, wonderful.
But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
That's what the sons sons of Baldessian were looking up before they went missing, or students of Baldessian.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Leroy! And it was just about as effective.
Moonbreeder!
Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
Must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed?
Oh.
The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power.
Oh.
Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
That's probably his idea, or his intent.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
I'm sorry, while I'm here, you ain't taking shit, buddy. Except he just did. Well, we know what this means.
After them, quickly, before the rift closes.
Quit struggling, quit struggling. It just makes the meat less tender once you're dead and we need to cook you. And it looks like it's time for... Okay. Fan, you good with me going ahead and setting up this trial? Oh, it's not a trial. It's not in the chrysalisks. Where do they put it? Not in high-end trials. Oh, yes it is. Someone is in tank mode. Probably because you don't want to heal for today, and I don't blame you. I really don't blame you for not wanting to heal. Not after all the crap I went through trying to do Titan hard mode last night on my own. That suddenly yucked. Had to make the My Little Pony joke. I mean, I make jokes about her dying, but I get the bad feeling she's really going to die and I'm going to feel like a dick. Well, it says less than 5 minutes, even though there's only 2 of us in the queue. And I proceeded to just give my tank a concussion. I'm sorry about that, man. Just listening to Misha, that is to say Crendo, giving me instructions on how to do this trial because I've never done it before. I want you to know I'm thankful, man. Really appreciating this. Old saying, you're never too old to learn, and frankly, I turned 40 this year, so yeah, living proof of that. And here we go. This is gonna suck, I assume. I like the roulette concept because it takes the people going in for a random and gives them to a group who might need them. So if you're doing something that's part of a roulette, you know, that you're required for progression, you're more likely than if it's something that's not in progression. A 100 tombstones because nobody's done this one before. Ow. Ow, ow. Ooh, I'm gonna get hit. Aren't you glad you aren't healing this, fan? For those watching, Fan also goes by the name Krendoshate. He is playing Misha the tank in this. I'm probably grateful he's only off tanking. Okay. Waiting for one. Okay. We have an ad. Oh shit. Ow. Did we just win? Did we win? Did we kill him? Did we win? It's going to be embarrassing if 2 tanks and a red mage save us in this. Why aren't you Vercuring? Why aren't you Vercuring to get that? You, my friend, are a shitty red mage. You are not using Vercure. Oh, wait. We got him to 1%. We now have Echo. We'll do it this time. Ow. Even the summoner should have... Even the summoner here should have resurrection on their bar. You doing this again? People are being good and getting them all. I'm not seeing any of them. There we go. Ow. They're trying to do what I can to keep that from sucking me in, even though I know it has to suck me in. Ow. We got through. We got this, fan. We got this, Crendo. God damn it, where'd you go? Thank you for the run, everybody. That was good. To the Dungeons 5. I'll have to look that one up. Ahoo! Ahoo!
Safe. Thank the 12.
No, you don't.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish. Again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
You wish.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
Oh?
What trickery is this?
You're the ones that resort to all the skullduggery, then you're complaining about trickery by other people? Hypocritical sumbitch.
No. Cannot. No.
We just friggin' did, man. We just did.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free. Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light.
Okay. Kaioken! Kamehameha Doken.
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
You're worried that God can't hear you.
If only we had a bit more ether.
What are you going to do, you crazy lady?
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louissoir, I understand now. The choice you made in death. There is life. Farewell, Urianger. You daft old coot.
It's like DBZ. Which kind of makes me Gohan.
Moonbreeder, no!
Or Goku.
You mustn't.
She just did.
What? No! It cannot end!
Shut the hell up, Cell. This is basically right out of Dragon Ball Z here. Which again makes me Goku or Gohan. Well, I certainly eat like it. I just hope it's not a bridged Goku. I'm not that damn dumb.
She's gone.
Yes, she is. You just need the Dragon Balls to wish her back now. Right, not funny, not funny.
You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
Yes, he is. Another classic trope of Final Fantasy, all joking aside.
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice.
That being some NPC sacrificing themselves to assure that you beat the the big bad enemy that you're facing at the time, or that you progress. Case in point, Cid suicide bombing to block the hole into the underworld when the Red Wings are chasing you. The Sage, trying to remember his name. Tella the Sage sacrificing himself to cast Meteor on Golbez. Galoof going out like a champion, eating tens of thousands of HP worth of spells from X-Death to take him down. The list goes on.
I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call.
Right.
We returned as swiftly as we were able.
Not fast enough, apparently. I had to get 7 other people to help me. Nothing to make light about, Thancred.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
Dead. Disintegrated. Pining for the fjords.
She gave her life to temper the blade of light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Died like a hero.
Does Urianger know?
Well, he knows now.
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady.
You should have taken up Moonbreeder's advances when you had the chance. Now that you're turning into your 40s, you need to go buy a whole bunch of cats.
The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens. yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not?
And if you think I'm making fun of old cat ladies, bear in mind I myself turned 40 this year and got the crazy old cat person jokes by the hole from a bunch of my friends. But yeah, I feel hard to feel this emotional.
Far across the seas in the Sharlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louis Soir.
I have a hard time feeling as emotionally attached as I should, because that character was literally introduced this morning. Oh, this person's here. We should like them. Oh, they're dead. Aww.
Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom.
Okay, Thancred, Papalymo, Y'shtola, Ida, and Urianger, but in 1.0 were members of a group called the Circle of Knowing, where Minfilia was leader of a group called the Path of the 12. The Circle of Knowing were Sharlayans who were in Eorzean territory researching the primals, where Minfilia's Path of the 12 were a group dedicated to people who bore the Echo.
This great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history.
Well, he kind of did.
When he left Sharlayan behind, Master Louis Soir gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her.
Well, that's because they were all about neutrality and non-involvement, and he got involved, and they don't like that.
For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered, and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
Not
Louis
good.
Soir I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
Right.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louis Soir hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart.
So he does regret not giving her the tumble she wanted.
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louis Soir's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. she may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her.
It's moving to see him emotionally moved. I'm more worried about him than I ever was about the character that just died.
Oh, Brida, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians.
That she did.
Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
Yes, let's.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Okay.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Indeed. So a friend that we met literally today died. And everybody else is broken up about it. Well, my group is starting to gather for the for my Monday night Scion role-playing group, so I'm going to have to bail. But first things first, I'm gonna go check my squad. Well, first let me go check the... Okay. Let's see if that's enough. So close. Nobody I could sub in that had better middle numbers. Let's get this one training course done. And I'm going to go ahead and call it for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I know it's early, but again, I have obligations. So thank you very much for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. And again, reminder, I will be back later tonight, probably around midnight, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, with Dark Souls 1 or 2. We'll see. Thank you and have a good one.